MS-13, a name that strikes fear across entire communities in the US, Central America, and beyond. Known for its ruthless violence, brutal murders, and deep criminal networks, this gang terrorized cities for decades. But now, law enforcement is hitting back harder than ever. With top MS-13 leaders being arrested, massive extraditions that are happening across borders, and federal crackdowns that are dismantling the gang's strongest operations, this could finally be the end for MS-13. Hello, and welcome to Tanner. In this video, we're talking about the latest MS-13's arrests and extraditions, how governments are working together to take gangs down, the impact on the streets and affected communities, and what happens next. Is the gang collapsing or just evolving? And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Tenor for in-depth crime reports, law enforcement updates, and breaking news you won't get anywhere else. Now let's dive in. The recent MS-13 crackdowns. Law enforcement agencies have stepped up their fight against MS-13 like never before, launching multi-country operations to take down some of the gang's most powerful figures. One of the biggest breakthroughs, the arrest and extradition of Francisco Javier Roman Bardales, a top MS-13 leader captured in Mexico and handed over to the US. He's now facing serious charges, including terrorism, racketeering, and narco-trafficking. But that's just the start. Another key arrest was Moses Humberto Rivera Luna, aka Vejo Santos, a high-ranking MS-13 boss recently extradited from Guatemala. This is a huge blow to the gang's international operations, as he was one of their most influential leaders in Central America. And also, there's Elmer Canales Rivera, aka Crook, a notorious MS-13 commander. His capture marks another major milestone in dismantling the gang's leadership. The arrests aren't random. They're part of a larger strategy to decapitate MS-13's leadership and disrupt their criminal networks before they can regroup. The secret tactics law enforcement is using to take down MS-13. FBI's Operation Devil's Den, infiltrating MS-13 from the inside. One of the most successful anti-MS-13 operations happened undercover. The FBI, ICE, and DEA worked together for years, planting undercover informants inside MS-13 to gain their trust and collect invaluable intelligence on their leadership, weapons, and trafficking networks. What's the key result of all of this? Dozens of high-level MS-13 members were arrested in a single sweep, disrupting their command structure. And why does this matter? This operation proved that MS-13 isn't invincible, that their own members can be flipped, and that their entire criminal empire can be mapped out and torn apart from the inside. But infiltration is only one piece of the puzzle. High-tech surveillance and AI tracking. In the past, MS-13 thrived because members could easily disappear across borders. But now, technology is catching up. Facial recognition software is identifying MS-13 members even if they change their appearance. License plate tracking is mapping out their movement patterns across cities, and AI-powered gang analysis software is predicting where MS-13 leaders will move next, allowing law enforcement to act before crimes even happen. For example, in early 2025, ICE and the FBI used AI to track a massive MS-13 drug shipment from El Salvador to the US, intercepting it before it could even hit the streets. These tactics are making it nearly impossible for MS-13 to hide. International task forces and cross-border raids. MS-13 isn't just a US problem. It's a global network, and that's exactly how law enforcement is fighting back. The US has teamed up with El Salvador, leading the change with massive arrest of gang members, Honduras, freezing bank accounts that are linked to MS-13's money laundering, and Guatemala, extraditing top leaders straight to US custody. One of the key successes is that over 17,000 MS-13 members were arrested across Central America in 2024 and in 2025. Why it matters? For the first time ever, MS-13 is running out of places to hide. But even as law enforcement closes in, MS-13 is adapting, and that's where the next battle begins. MS-13's new strategy: going underground. With their leaders locked up and their networks exposed, MS-13 isn't giving up. They're changing tactics. Instead of large public attacks, MS-13 is moving into smaller, secretive groups that are harder to track. Instead of using phones, they're switching to paper-based communication and hand signals to avoid surveillance. And instead of straight-up murder, they're focusing on low-profile extortion, cyber fraud, and deep web crimes. The future of MS-13. Will it survive? With so many leaders behind bars, is MS-13 finally falling apart, or is this just another chapter in the gang's brutal history of adaptation and survival? Here are 3 most likely outcomes. Number 1, MS-13 is permanently weakened. With its leadership structure crippled, the gang loses power and influence, leading to a slow decline in activity. Number 2, the gang evolves and goes underground. Instead of collapsing, MS-13 adapts, shifting to smaller, decentralized cells that continue criminal activities in a less visible way. And number 3, another gang rises to take its place. If MS-13 falls apart, other violent groups could step in, replacing them with an equally dangerous criminal empire. So, which will it be? What do you think? Is MS-13 finally losing its grip, or is it just regrouping for a comeback? Will law enforcement keep up the pressure, or will the gang find new ways to survive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like it, subscribe to Tenor, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our next deep dive. Stay informed, and I'll see you next time.